Hi, I'm Eve Fleishman, certified yoga therapist, and today I'll be leading you through a guided meditation using movement, sound, and visualization with the breath. Our goal is to feel more connected to our own bodies, to other beings, to nature, and the universe. The focal point of today's meditation is a work of art that is over 150 years old. This painting of the Grand Canyon is by Thomas Moran, and it's called Chasm of the Colorado. It is a companion piece to his earlier work, The Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. He referred to each of them as his big picture. This painting, like its predecessor, is 7 feet by 12 feet. Notice the intertwined initials, TYM, in the signature. Thomas Moran became so famous from his first big picture that he made Yellowstone his unofficial middle name and began signing his works with TYM. This is another way that he connects the two paintings and the two regions that became national parks and national treasures. Moran sought to match the same scale and sense of grandeur, capturing the spirit of the American West. Much like his Yellowstone exploration, he accompanied a geological survey expedition to the Grand Canyon in 1873. And with his new friends and colleagues, he witnessed a magnificent thunderstorm from the North Rim. Moran realized that this was the view he had been looking for. We can imagine being there at the rim with the wind whipping up, the storm clouds gathering, the sound of thunder. A storm can make us feel unsettled, nervous, anxious. But a storm also brings excitement, shaking things up, connecting us to the raw power of nature. We feel the storm stirring within us. Perhaps this is what Moran felt as he created the painting, this awe-inspiring moment in the heart of the canyon. Let's see what the Grand Canyon looks like today. 6 million years of water and wind carved through the rock layers to expose nearly 2 billion years of Earth's geological history. Located on the ancestral lands of 11 traditionally associated tribes, the Grand Canyon is one of the most spectacular examples of erosion in the world. Notice the way that sunlight dances along the rocks, the way the clouds and their shadows move across the canyon. At sunset, the colors in the sky seem to reflect those within the canyon itself. Imagine all the changes you'd see in the course of a single day if you were a bird high in the sky, wings outstretched. Emerging light at dawn, melting the shadows. Cactus flowers opening up to the sun. Rain, wind, clouds, and rainbows. All of this can shift in an instant in the Grand Canyon, and it's a part of what makes the place so magical. The beauty and the drama, this connection to natural rhythms. These turbulent moods are visceral. We can feel a sudden shift in the air in our own bodies. Now let's bring our attention to the area of the heart and lungs, which in yoga philosophy is related to the air element and sense of touch, as well as qualities of openness, compassion, self-acceptance, and our ability to relate to others. Sometimes we have an outburst of emotion in this area, a disturbance that leads to insecurity, anxiety, or anger. In yoga, we practice nyasa, a Sanskrit word that means gesture. We use our hands and arms to make gestures to help us connect to a certain meaning or intention. A simple one is this. So let's bring our hands crossed at heart center. Notice your breath, your heartbeat. The ancients described this area as being like an open flower turned upward towards the sun. Now let's interlock the thumbs so that we can make a symbol of that open flower. It also represents wings. A gesture like this could be used to help balance that air element. Now let's go a little bigger. We'll start back here. As you inhale, let those arms float open. Arms and hands seen as branches or wings of the heart. As you exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, open. Feel a connection to all things. Exhale, bring that connection into your heart. Now we'll do 2 more and we'll add an audible sigh on the way in. Inhale, open. Ha. Inhale, open. Ha. All right, we're going to do some more gentle movements. I'm going to come to standing, but you're welcome to stay seated and just do the arm movements, or visualize that you're doing them. Now we shift from the front to the back body and focus on the thoracic spine. This is the curve at the mid-upper back. You can think of your shoulder blades as the attachment of your wings. Let's start with Virabhadrasana, which is warrior pose. We want to stand with our feet in this femur width distance apart. And then it's like taking a big step. You step 1 foot forward, the other foot back, slightly out at an angle. Your hips are squared forward. And this is what it looks like from the side. Now we want to check our stance. When you bend the front knee, the knee should be over the ankle, a plumb line from the knee to the ankle. And then the front leg is straight to start. We bring our fists up, elbows in by our sides, and as you inhale, bend the front knee as you pull those elbows back. Feel that squeeze between the spine and the shoulder blades. As you exhale, straighten the front leg as you press the hands forward. Feel your shoulder blades moving further apart. Inhale, bend the front knee, pull the elbows back. Exhale, straighten the leg as you press forward. Now, let's do 1 more. Inhale, bend the knee, pull it back. Exhale, press forward. And then we go in and stay. Knee is over the ankle. Keep those elbows back. Noticing your thoracic spine at the mid-upper back. And then we come out. We'll do the same on the other side. So we start with that femur width distance apart. We step the other foot forward, the other foot back, slightly out at an angle. And then we check our stance. Knee is over the ankle. Bring your arms up here. As you inhale, bend the front knee as you pull the elbows back. As you exhale, straighten the front leg as you press forward. Inhale, pull those elbows back as you bend that knee. Feel that strengthening in the mid-upper back. Exhale, straighten the leg as you press forward. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then we go in and stay. Feel nice and solid, grounded to the earth, strong in your back, open in your chest. And then we come out. Now our second pose is Bhujangasana, which is cobra pose. You can bring your hands here lower than your shoulders, and you could do this up against a wall, or you can do it freestanding like I'm doing. Now imagine, like a snake, that you are on your belly and you propel yourself forward using your torso muscles. As you inhale, pull back on the palms, lift the chest and then the chin. And as you exhale, draw in the belly as you come back to where you started. Inhale, lift the chest and then the chin. And exhale, draw in the belly. Let's do 2 more, and we'll add a little valving of the breath like this, which sounds like a snake's hiss. Inhale, lift the chest and the chin. Inhale up. Okay, now bring your arms wide. We'll bring it in for a self-hug with a sigh. Ha. Inhale wide. Other arm on top. Ha. Inhale wide. One more time each side. Ha. Inhale wide. Ha. And hold it here for just a few more breaths. Feel that nice stretch in the mid-upper back. And then bring your arms back down by your sides. After feeling that grounding, that strengthening with warrior and cobra, now we're going to move with a little more flow. We'll do a little song and dance, and I'll teach you the dance moves first. We'll start with our gesture. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it in. We'll do that a couple of times. And then we'll move with hula arms. Your hands and arms moving like the wind. And then the wind will start to pick up, and we will circle our arms up one side and then the other. And then we'll become a human windsock. So imagine one of those giant windsocks outside of a car dealership. We're going to tether our feet to the earth and then let the rest of your body just swirl and move with the wind. So you could keep it up here, or you could go down and up. You could bring your arms out to the sides. Just do your own interpretive windsock dance. And then we'll start to have a little bit more control. We will push the air back. Whoosh. You could even make this whoosh, whooshing sound. Whoosh, whoosh. And then we'll stand tall, hands on hips like a superhero. And then we'll move from hips to heart to victory. We'll let our arms float down. And then for our grand finale, we'll fly like a giant bird, balancing the wind with our wings. And we'll land back at heart. So I'm going to sing a song for you that I wrote called Atmospheric. And if you listen to the lyrics, it starts at a place of feeling unsettled. And then we have this swirl of emotions, and we move into a place where we feel more stable and secure. All right, here we go.
It's a windy day, too much for me, I fear. It's a windy day, I might blow away if I stay here. Circling around, I feel the cobbled ground beneath my feet. Atmospheric pressure pins me down and sets me free. Wavering in leaves of grass, peering through a looking glass, making peace with everything unknown. Oh, 'cause I am only human, can't you see? And I don't have to leave. I break the mold, and here I hold, and here I stay. Fearless and free, I stay on this windy day.
Notice your energy after that movement. Now we're going to do a yoga breathing technique called Shitali, which is a cooling breath. We might think of it as cooling down an overheated mind. So it looks like this. Now, if you can't curl your tongue, you can bring the tip of your tongue to the back of your bottom teeth and then purse your lips. So either way, we have this image of sucking in through the straw. And we're going to add an alternate nostril exhale. You can use your thumb and your forefinger. So with one breath, we close one side, and with the next breath, we close the other side. All right, here we go. And one more round. Notice the effect of this breathing. Maybe you feel a little more balanced, more calm. Now let's bring back in the painting and look for some smaller details that we might have missed. In the foreground, we see a snake. This is a rattlesnake. Moran encountered more than one of these on his journey to the Grand Canyon. To the right of the snake, we see a prickly pear cactus, which grows at the rim and also in the inner canyon. If we look to the top right of the painting, we see a bird in the sky. This raptor could be one of the Grand Canyon's resident California condors, which has a wingspan of 9.5 feet. It's just a speck here, and it gives a sense of scale. Now let's find the river. It's implied in the painting's title, Chasm of the Colorado, and yet the Colorado River is barely visible in this painting. We see just a tiny sun-flecked streak down in the bottom of the canyon. Bringing our attention back to the storm, we see the clouds, the sheets of rain, and if we look to the right of the rainbow, we see a weather phenomenon called virga. This is where precipitation vaporizes before reaching the ground. There are so many layers, so many things to experience at the Grand Canyon. It makes me think of this all-encompassing word, Om. Om is the primordial sound in all things, the hum and the thrum of the universe. That phrase certainly brings to mind the Grand Canyon. There are several ancient yoga chants that are about healing, connecting the body and the senses to natural elements such as sun, moon, water, wind, and thunder. Many of them end with the same line, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, Shanti means peace, and we say it 3 times because it relates to 3 different realms. First, it's the external realm, other people, animals, nature. Second is the divine realm, spirits, angels, ancestors. And third, we have the internal realm, your own emotions and disturbances. Here's what the chant sounds like. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we're long on the O, short on the M. We pause. And then we let those 3 shantis roll into one another like we're ringing a bell. Now let's try it together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Feel the echo of that sound, the resonance in your body. Let's bring back in our simple gesture with hands crossed at heart center, eyes closed. Conjure up that image of the painting in your mind. The storm clouds gathering, the rain, the wind, the rainbow over the mighty chasm. Now draw that rainbow down into the cave of your heart. Emerging light, melting away the shadows, bringing you solace in the storm. On your next inhale, touch palms together at heart center. May we have peace, peace, peace. And may we feel connected to all things. Inhale, open your eyes. Thank you.